So, what do we have here? Comes with a power adapter, USB-C nonetheless. It's got a press and hold control. Oh, I don't know, it's got USB-C in, USB-A on the other end. I don't know if it's got a battery in it. We have a USB-A cable. Oh dear Lord. Doesn't that kind of look like the face off that dude in Crash Bandicoot? Maybe? Ah, there we are. That side's got some tattoos. This thing is obviously, mask of some sort. Yes, you wrap it around your chops and it's full of LEDs. And it's got that magical woo-woo special frequency that keeps you forever young. And it looks like the cost of staying forever young is a low $678. And that might be American bucks. It's got to be 1,200 bucks here. So we must treat this very carefully. Given that sort of dollars, you'd want to use it daily. Maybe every hour. You might see a result. But I'm told what's happened is where the cable enters down here, it's broken away and it's not lighting up, or maybe you give it a wiggle and it lights up. Let's plug it in and see how many watts is the power supply. I don't know if I could just plug it straight into USB-A or not. But it's got one of those little removable plug, fit in any country type plug. 5 volts at 1 amp. Okay, well, surely you could just plug it in. Plug it into any 5 volt USB source. Alright, here we go. Let's give it a wiggle. Ah! Bright light! Bright light. Bright light, bright. There. Okay. Well, at least all the LEDs light up, but we definitely have a dicky connection down in there. Let's go in for a closer look. I'm told this has been repaired before. It is obviously a silicon. I'm wondering what they may have put it back together with. I don't think they've cut right around here. This, I think, looks original. But we're going to have to. We don't want to cut this front side off. But we'll have to cut and get into there. And there's only one way in. So let's get the scalpel and feels like performing facial surgery. So I think we'll start in here. Ooh. It kind of slips in right away. Okay. We will gently oh, I just felt it slip underneath something else. I might just push rather than slide, because I might cut a bit of the cable or flex that I don't want to. So if I just push without, so no sliding movement, just push against and let it sit in. Maybe have a look. Let's have a look. We've cut something. Oh, there we go. Ah, okay. The wire just pokes up in there and solders to the front side of this. Whatever. That's a bit tricky then, isn't it? If it's going onto the back side of this, we're going to have to cut quite a way to be able to get on the other side of it. So let's do that and try not to Now we know what we're working with. Maybe let me just try something else. Let's see how this section may lift off. Maybe it's fairly well glued. Well, if I peel this back, so if I pull this back, the little cut there may pull out and go somewhere we don't want it. So I'm just going to have to intentionally cut towards the edge so it doesn't head off in a direction that we don't want. Just keep it all around the edge. So there. And we'll come around a bit more. We just need enough to be able to sort of fold this back a bit, I guess, so we can solder on the other side. No, it's a bit different to what I thought, but it means it's going to be easier to solder and we're not going to have to peel back so much. Let's see if I can show you. It doesn't go on the back side of this film like I thought. You actually see it soldered down on that side to the top side of the LED board. So that is still a flexible PCB, but why it's not, it's definitely soldered on there, but it's just, it must be broken. Yeah, she's definitely soldered on there, but it must be broken in through here somewhere. So hopefully this isn't gripping the this cable too much and we can push through a new section. Hopefully. Let's plug it in and do a bit of probing and just see exactly what might be the problem there, because I'm not sure. See, if I flex, if I push down on the wire, it flexes the PCB. I don't quite believe it's actually a break in the cable. Let's just check the voltage on there. So if we come in and probe each, yeah, we've got 5 volts on there while it's not lit up. So it's a break in the flex of the mask. That is not good because we're not really going to know where that is unless it's where the wires attach. Exactly. We may have to pull this whole thing a lot further apart to be able to get to the break. Let's maybe poke around and see if we can isolate maybe where it is. I mean, it could be where the wire attaches. Just barely touching the positive wire there. A little bit of pressure on the positive wire. I've made it work permanently. Maybe it's where one of the LEDs attaches. It's very... No, I don't think it's where the LEDs attach. That's not doing anything. Okay, if I lift up from underneath of this flex, makes a huge difference. So it's, yeah, not out near the side, but right near the solder joint. Big difference there. Yeah, that's really showing up. And I think it's the positive, not the positive one, because if I push either side of the positive one, didn't really have an effect. But as soon as I touch under the negative one, huge effect. So I think our negative connection has come away from the ground plane, the negative copper on here. So we're going to have to, I think I'm going to have to unsolder the wire and scratch around and try and find some more connection to solder to. Let's see, focus. All right, what do we got there? You can see a better shot of it. And okay, yeah. So yeah, can you see any light? Maybe if I go like that, there you can see a light. So I can show you what I was doing. If I push down on the top side, it doesn't work. If I lift up underneath, it works really well. So something about the ground connection under this pad is not the best, I don't think. Might be able to see a trace coming through here. Kind of. There's a lot of cross hatching through here, which could be it as well. So let's desolder that and have a close look. Of course, unplug it from the... Plug the power to it. Can I... Oh, actually I can use that tip. It's not that big. Probably don't need a lot of power, really. There's not a lot of... or a lot of temperature. There's not a lot of thermal mass, I would think, in a plastic sheet of copper. I need something to hold that up out the way as well. Yeah, nothing works better than fingers, eh? I need another pair of hands. Now, this should work. Just push that out the way. There we go. So now, whatever that pad connects to, maybe I clean it off. At least this is all silicon. It probably won't melt. Yeah, it's pretty temperature resistant. Can we see any maybe cracking somehow? This pad may not be connecting to the rest of the circuit. It kind of looks like it is. I have to scratch away, find out exactly where it goes. So that's isolation. If we were flexing it like this, and it made all the difference, that does look like it's firmly attached around here. That's the weird part. Where's a... Let's probe. I don't know if these are all parallel, or there's probably a bunch of series parallel. Let's just do some quick measurements, and we'll just go from here to... I'm just going to reach under one of the LEDs where you can't see. If I go to here, I get a connection. If I go over this side, I get nothing. So it must be a fine crack around this edge. Well, that's easy fix. We'll just scrape some of this back and attach onto there. See how thick is this layer? What do I have to scrape through to get there? Certainly quite a bit. We'll just persevere. There's definitely some layer coming off there. So of course, if I go onto the copper directly and to the LED, perfect. Should be able to just add some solder to that and use the existing pad as a bit of an anchor point while it's attached, even though it's cracked all the way around the edge there. Ooh. I mean, this is a flexible mask. It's probably going to flex and break through again at some point. I don't know how long that positive one will hang on for. That's solid. And to prove it, let's have a look at the lights. I'll plug it in. It should work first pop. Hey, full brightness. I'm picking the other little box that it plugs into as a brightness adjuster. I should probably soak up the bit of flux that's lying in there, or it may upset the mystical quantum frequency that brings sustenance to bioelectrical luminescent type. What the hell am I talking about? Now, I just need some silicon to seal this shut. I actually don't have any. I wasn't planning this, and I could have bought some earlier today. So what I have here is some translucent silicon, and I'm just going to smear a bit over the incision that we've made. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera. We'll try and get it in the crack, and won't need a lot of it, I imagine, but it will. It's a very, very sticky substance, so you should be able to bond the two back together. Now try and smooth it out before it sets, but we could always trim off cured silicon after the fact, so we'll see how that goes. I saw an interesting study that red LEDs could benefit various eye disorders. Well, the silicon has dried overnight, and it has taken really well. You can see that there is no separating of the top layer there. It is all stuck back down together where we were working on it. I just have one minor issue where somehow I overlooked the fact that it didn't go there. That is gonna work just fine. If you feel like looking eternally young, get yourself one of these, I guess. Or maybe put it on backwards and wear it for Halloween. Anyway, hope you like it. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.